My name is Jacqui and welcome to my YouTube channel, Jacqui of All Trades. Hello everyone and good evening. Welcome back to my channel. And anyway, so today, I've been meaning to do this vlog for about 2 weeks now, pero I've actually had to ask permission from my son first. I'd be honest with you, this is probably one of the painful. I know it's not yet, it's not the most painful yet. Maybe marami pa mga pagdadaanan, no? Pero bilang isang mom, okay, bilang isang solo parent, this is probably one of the hardest vlogs I would have to talk about. Now, anyway, this is all about the UPCAT and understanding the results and knowing what your options are in case you didn't make it in the or you didn't get a letter of admission from the University of the Philippines, okay? Just a little bit of a background, no? Sa pamilya po namin, dalawa kami magkapatid. I was the first one practically sa pamilya namin na pumasa ng UP, and I got into UP Diliman with ang course ko po is chemistry, okay? And then my sister naman got into Los Baños the year after. Pero after niya ng 1 year sa Los Baños, lumipat din siya eventually ng Diliman, and that's where she graduated with a degree in broadcast communication. Now anyway, given that, usually kasi po pag take mo ng UPCAT, of course you would always want to get a letter of admissions, right? And I remember back then, envelope na makapal yung marireceive mo, hindi pa kasi ganun kaano yung online eh. So ngayon kasi this year, apparently you just have to log into the system and then you enter your email address and register mo, and then you hopefully you get a congratulations and an invitation to accept an offer from the University of the Philippines. Previously na nakapagawa na rin naman ako ng vlog na sabi ko nga I gave out tips and all that, and I was really very confident that my son would make it into UP kasi nakita kong gaano siya nag-prepare. In fact, sabi ko nga parang mas nag-prepare pa yung anak ko kumpara sa akin. I know how badly he wanted to get into UP, so and I know he deserves to be in UP. So May 30 or 31 nung gabi, nung nilabas nila yung results recently, na-remember na sa CR po ako dun. Guilty kayo, no? Kasi kayo rin siguro dinadala nyo yung cellphone nyo sa loob ng CR, no? So, my son PM'd me and said, "Ma, don't tell anyone yet. I think I didn't make it." And he went on and said, "This is my UPG. These are my grades. Ganyan, ganyan, ganyan." And the first reaction I had was, how come you know your UPG is? That's your university predicted grade. Okay, kasi I never knew what my UPG is even to this day, even my sisters. I know my question didn't make any sense, but that was my initial reaction because I knew for a fact that if you get a letter of admission, you shouldn't know what your UPG was. So if you knew what your UPG was, chances are you didn't pass the UPCAT. So parang shock ako noon, and it was really, really painful for me. And I really am so sad na ang ganda, sobrang actually blessing after blessing. Pumasa pa siya ng DOST scholarship, tapos he's going to graduate with honors and all that. Tapos parang this came in really at a unexpectedly, but that's okay. Sabi ko nga, the fight isn't over. And unfortunately, the system ng is parang nagbabag down. Ang hirap niyang ma-access. I think parang after 6 hours, so hindi kami nakatulog nung finally nakita ko na yung actual na results. And I was telling my son at that time na no, I'm not gonna accept it as a fail na talaga. I need to see what it exactly says in the letters because I was familiar with some cases where they didn't get a letter of admission, but eventually, like sa batch po namin, naalala ko may mga kabatch ako. Syempre, pag lumabas na yung UPCAT, nagkakaalaman na sino-sino yung pumasa, saang campus ka pumunta, or pupuntahin, anong course na pupuntahan mo. And I know na may mga iba po akong mga kabatch na nakapasok sa ibang campus, and eventually some of them actually graduated even in UP Diliman. And I hope if your children actually took the UPCAT, or if you took the UPCAT, you took time to really read through the letter, kasi yung iba parang right off the bat ang iniisip na nila, hindi sila agad pumasa pag wala silang letter of admission. Of course, yes, everyone wants to get a letter of admission para wala nang hassle, but the reality is not everyone. That's why there are processes for the reconsideration or appeals, because there are really some who goes through that process and they don't go through the usual process na makakakuha ka ng letter of admission. Because I really wanted to fight for my son's UP education, talagang tinignan namin na mabuti. So, be careful. Please make sure you read your letter of regret. So, ganito yung nakalagay actually sa letter ng anak ko. It does specifically say, it doesn't say hindi ka pumasa. Ang sinabi lang doon is that you are or they are unable to offer or make you an offer for the degree program dun sa dalawang campus na pinili mo sa application form mo. Meaning, kung ano lang yung nakasulat or kung ano lang nasusulat dun sa form mo, dun ka lang nila ikino-consider. In other words, there is a possibility that you passed the campus or you passed also the course kung saan other courses, but unfortunately, what you wrote down in your application form is not matching, kumbaga. Okay? So, that's it. Kaya po meron tayong tinatawag na reconsideration or appeals process. Okay? Now, before we go into that process, let's understand first your UPCAT results. Okay? So, ito ngayon, fresh na ngayon. Ko lang talaga siya naintindihan. Siyempre kasi I had to do some research. Hindi talaga ako pinatulog po nito. Iniyakan ko talaga siya ng todo. As in, kinonta ko pa yung isang former professor ko sa UP talaga. Kasi sabi ko parang masakit bilang sa isang nanay na kung ano yung meron ka, kung pwede nang ipasa mo sa kanya, ipapasok ko. But of course, it's not within my control. Pero sabi ko nga siguro si Lord talaga may iba lang siyang proseso para sa anak ko, and I respect that. God knows best naman, 'di ba, after all. So anyway, upon my research, I found out that I do know that there are several subtests in the UPCAT. Alam ko naman yun. And nung time nga namin, parang naalala ko 5 pa po yun, parang may logic pero hindi ko alam kung nagbago na. Pero for now, yung nakita ko sa is there are 4 subtests basically. You have language proficiency, reading comprehension, science, and math. Okay? Now, the scores that you see there are not parang, kunyari, pag nakita mo 90, hindi ibig sabihin no 90% yung nakuha mo, parang 90 out of 100 questions. Hindi ganun siya. Okay? It's actually a percentile score, which means, let's say that you get a 90 in math. Okay? That means that among every students, lahat ng estudyante na nag-take ng UPCAT, you belong to the top 10%. Okay? So, meaning, kung 70% naman ikaw halimbawa sa language proficiency, that means that you're in the top 30%. Now, kung tama ako, sabi nila yung iba daw ata, parang pag UP Diliman ka, chances are, lahat halos ng grades mo, baka mga nasa tipong 90, 90, 90, ganyan. So, talagang medyo mataas yung requirement nila. Okay? Now, anyway, why is that important? It's important for you to know that because in the appeals process, iba-iba po ang appeals process sa bawat campus. Okay? Unfortunately for UP Diliman, talagang wala po silang process. And you know what? Actually, umasap ako ng milagro. Sabi ko, si Lord naman na may hawak ng lahat, diba? So, sabi ko, Lord, ikaw na bahala. And, I was kind of surprised because most review centers, and this is what I know also, akala ko ang passing rate or passing UPG ng UP Diliman is 2.2, but apparently, someone from the College of Science sa UP Diliman told me that it's actually 1.9. Nagulat talaga ako kasi nahulog talaga ako sa pagkakaupo ko kasi parang sabi ko, oh my gosh, ganun pala siya kataas. Hindi ko siya na-realize na ganun siya kataas, okay? Pero na-realize ko din along the way, while doing my research, it makes a lot of sense because I remember nung freshman kami, 2.5 nga lang kami na block. So parang feeling ko mga nasa lang siguro kami na I would say about 70 students. Okay, or maybe 50 students in the batch for chemistry alone. And we're talking about possibly, siguro pare-pareho naman ng halos, no? Like this year, they had more than 100,000 applicants. So, if you look at the percentage, it's really very small. Looking at it from a bigger perspective, talagang yung passing rate per course, per campus is really, maliit lang siya. Now, anyway, so ngayon, kung naintindihan nyo na yung UPG nyo, yung percentile scores niyo, then you can start checking if you will be qualifying for any of the appeals in any of the campus. Okay? It does say naman kasi, ito pa pala, no? Kasi akala nung iba, pag hindi ako nakakuha ng letter of admissions, that's it. That's the end of the road for me. Pero, I guess kaya nga merong ganitong proseso sa UP, it's because there really are some students na ito yung route na dinadaanan nila, okay? Kasi nga you're basically being ranked against everybody else. Nagkataon siguro mas magaling yung ibang nag-take ng exam sa'yo. It's not about how much you know, it's about how good you are relative to other UPCAT takers. Yun yung mahirap na part ng exam. Okay, now anyway, so for example, do sa letter of regret niyo, so make sure you read your whatever letter that you got from UP. Okay? In fact, naka-underline doon. Nakalagay doon, parang nakalagay doon, check if you want to make an appeal, check if you are eligible to make an appeal. So, parang sa akin naman, part naman ng UP, hindi naman din sila nagkulang para sabihin sa'yo na meron ka pa palang pag-asa. Okay? Kaya lang minsan kasi, syempre, yun nga, ang ina-expect natin, congratulations, ganyan-ganyan. Pero since hindi nga yun yung mangyayari, then it's okay, okay? So, before you even consider, kasi isang option is mag-aral ka, nakalagay dun sa baba na parang, well, you can always go to another school and after a year you go back and then transfer to UP. That's okay, not bad. May kakilala din ako na yun ang ginawang proseso. Pero kung meron naman palang paraan para ikaw ay makapasok pa agad on the first year pa lang, why won't you take it? Alam mo, it boils down to one question. How badly do you want a UP education? Okay? So, puntahan na natin ngayon yung yung appeals process, okay? So, for the appeals process, unfortunately, for UP Diliman, talaga pong wala silang appeal. Siguro sa sobrang dami ng gustong makapasok doon, talagang kung sino lang yung pumasa na yun na lang talaga, okay? Now, anyway, yung mga iba-ibang campuses na merong possible appeals, you have UP Los Baños, UP Baguio, at UP Manila also accepts appeals. UP Cebu, nakita ko sa hindi sila nag-a-accept sa ngayon UP Mindanao, parang nakita ko sa latest update nila, they don't accept that one. But anyway, you have to check the specific campus kung nag-a-accept sila ng appeals, okay? Iba-iba din ang guidelines ng bawat campus for each appeal. For example, for the case of, at papakita ko na lang sa inyo dito sa screen, I saw this from the Facebook page of UPLB. It says here that waitlist applicants must meet the minimum UPG cutoff of 2.8000 and must have indicated UPLB as a campus choice in their UPCAT application. In other words, dapat it's either your first or your second choice of campus in your application form. Otherwise, you cannot appeal in UPLB. Now, speaking of UPLB, another thing na natutunan ko sa research ko is that they don't just look into your UPG, okay? They also look into your percentile scores. Yung sinabi ko kanina, for example, there is a course which I'll just show on the screen. Hindi ko po kabisado kung ano yung mga courses na ito. For example, there are some courses na, for example, kailangan nila lahat ng percentile scores mo at least 70, 70, 70, 70. Okay? That means, kailangan lahat nun. Bukod sa UPG, titignan nila lahat yung 4 mo na subtests. So, may possibility kasi na halimbawa, ang math and science mo sobrang taas, 90, 90. Tapos, language proficiency mo, kunyari 90 din. Pero, sinasabi ko nga 70 kunyari yung requirement, diba? Pero yung isang subject mo, like say, reading comprehension is only 68. Diba? Hindi ka pa rin pasok. Kasi, kahit mataas ka dun sa iba, it's a holistic thing actually. Yun yung tinitignan nila dun sa UPCAT. Hindi porket you're going for a science course, doesn't mean you should not be good with language. If you're going for an artistic course or maybe a language course, it doesn't mean you can't be good with math and science. There's a minimum standard, especially for UPLB. Okay, so lahat ng 4 na yon. Now, I'll just show it on the screen kung ano yung nakita ko na percentile score supposedly na hinihingi ng UPLB. Now, please, a disclaimer lang, this might change daw kasi depending on the number of possible appeals. Kumbaga, kung marami mag-a-appeal, syempre, mas marami kayong magko-compete sa isa't isa. So, baka i-trim down nila yung minimum requirements. Pero for now, in their Facebook page, it does says there 2.800 and of course, you should have indicated UPLB as a choice of campus. Yun yung sa UPLB. Now, for UP Baguio is pakita ko na lang po sa inyo yung screen kung ano yung nakalagay na na requirement nila. But for UP Baguio, wait, let me check. Nakalimutan ko po actually kung ano yung cut-off grade nila eh. Oo. It's 2.502. And isa sa mga requirement nila is that if you appeal in UP Baguio and let's say you pass, you have to finish the course in UP Baguio. So yung sa mga iba na may plano na halimbawa makapasok lang ako tapos after first year lilipat ako ng Diliman, hindi po pwede. So parang meron silang kondisyon na kailangan kung ibibigyan ka namin ng slot, you have to finish the course here in UP Baguio. Now, another thing na nakita ko naman sa UP Baguio, they're not as strict in terms of the details, yung bawat subtests. Nakita ko sa isang nila that, for example, if you're going into biology, since it's a science course, they are looking into a specific, parang percentile score lang for a specific subtest. Like in this case, kung bio yan, malamang science yung titignan nila. So, please do check out kung halimbawa yun ang gustong kuhain ng anak mo or i-try ng anak mo for the second time around, then you have to meet not just the UPG of 2.502, but in this case, like for example, for biology, they require a 75 percentile score for science. So, iba-iba siya. Ang maganda lang siguro sa Baguio, hindi siya hinimay yung lahat ng 4 na subtests. Okay? Now, for UP Manila, nakita ko ang requirement nila is 2.580. Pero medyo limited lang yung courses na ino-open nila. Mostly, I think, based on sa research ko, mostly yung mga Bachelor of Arts nila na courses. Okay? May nagsabi din sa akin that there might be a chance they would open up industrial pharmacy and biochemistry. Pero, di natin alam, okay? Pero, it's worth checking out. Talagang kailangan do your thorough research talaga. Ngayon, unfortunately kasi mayroon akong kakilala na yung anak niya gusto ng nursing sa UP Manila. Sabi ko nga nung nalaman ko yung yung UPG niya, the thing is he can make an appeal based on the UPG. But sabi ko, dalawa lang naman yung tanong ko kasi would you still like nursing or UP? Unfortunately, the option of taking nursing in UP is no longer a choice at this point. So, he has to choose if ever he's going to appeal, hindi na talaga pwede sa nursing kasi malamang nursing won't really open kasi imagine mo ilan lang naman ang nakakapasok talaga sa nursing ng UP Manila. Okay? So, I know there are still other campuses that might accept you. I think Open University, UP Open University also accepts appeals. UP Cebu also accept appeals. The last time I checked, ang sabi dun sa nila, 2.700. Okay? And dapat, usually, ito pa medyo mahirap lang kasi sa July pa po mag-open yung mga appeals process nila. So for now, habang hindi pa nag-open lahat ng mga appeals process na ito, I hope you can do your research. Make sure, first thing actually is you read your letter of regret na na-receive ninyo or na-receive ng anak ninyo or nakita nyo yung sa screen, okay? Read it carefully. What does it say? Did it really say na hindi siya pumasa? Or does it say na hindi lang siya natanggap dun sa kurso na pinili niya? That's different, right? And it does say specifically, naka-underline doon to check if you are qualified for an appeal. So, if it does say that, ibig sabihin, may possibility pwede ka palang mag-appeal. Okay? So, that said, well, I hope that somehow may natutunan kayo. I really believe that if you're meant to have a UP education, it is meant for you. And just like what I've said sa anak ko, I really believe that he deserves that. Kaya umiyak ako ng todo-todo. And my former professor in Chem 16 even said so na nakita niya kasi yung grades eh. And she agrees with me that my son is really meant for UP. So pinanghahawakan ko yun. I know that it is God who placed it in my son's heart to desire a UP education, and I know that he will be getting that. And for now, hindi ko pa kayo mabibigyan ng update on what will happen. But maybe after we file the appeal and whatever happens after that appeal, i-update ko po kayo. But for now, I hope that helped you. It's not the end of the road for you, just in case you're qualified for an appeal. And again, I'll go back to my question earlier. One thing I also asked another fellow student of my son, it boils down to just one question. How badly do you want a UP education? Now, when you appeal, you will be interviewed. I think lahat naman po ng estudyante, lahat ng Iskolar ng Bayan dumaan sa ganitong proseso. Kasi kahit ako naman may mga bagay na kailangan akong i-appeal nung ako ay estudyante pa. Because that I really wanted it badly. So, for you, if you will be appealing, you just have to send across the right message. And make sure that you have the right answer to that question. How badly do you want a UP education? So anyway, with that, I know if it's meant for you, it is God who will place it in your heart, and God will make a way for you. And just hang on to that, pray, and know as much as you can. Make sure that you have enough information before you even take the UPCAT, or before you even say or give up from your UP dream. So with that, maraming salamat po for watching this, and I hope you learned a lot. Bye for now, and see you again. Bye! At the end of the day, sabi ko nga, it's all about His glory, God and God alone. With that, thank you very much for watching. Thank you, and don't forget to subscribe. Please do watch my videos and give me comments. Like it if you like those videos as well. Bye!